is Kenny with another episode of Dominica Talk, and today I am in Washington DC at a Caribbean restaurant, and I'm about to do an interview with a Dominican lady.
Potato.
Curry goat, rice and peas and potato. Okay, right here. That looks like me. Taste.
After Joseph, of course, from Daly's. Quite a few. Well, Daly's people would know me as Marcella, but my graduates from Dominica Grammar School know me as Martha. In Dominica, basically, I worked as a store clerk at first, then I worked as a village council clerk, then I worked as youth officer briefly, and then as a teacher finally for 9 years before I migrated to the United States Virgin Islands.
Okay, Martha, tell us, you said that you work at the youth division, right, when you were in Dominica. What was the experience like for you?
It was beautiful. It was short but pretty good. As a social worker, I worked with youth and youth groups from Casabros in the east all the way up to Daly's. So I worked doing leadership training as well as doing different group activities with all of the youth groups in the area. I was young and I really enjoyed being around young people. So basically the experience was excellent. It was brief. I only did it for 6 months, but it was very, very worthy.
Okay. You also said that you were a teacher?
Yes, I worked as an elementary education teacher for 9 years. That's from 1990 all the way up to 1999 actually. I worked at the Dominica Elementary School, Grand Fond Elementary School and Daly's Elementary School respectively before migrating to St. Thomas, United States Virgin Islands, where I attended the University of the Virgin Islands to study secondary education.
UVI, University of the Virgin Islands. Did you take part in any activities over there, or you were just a regular student? I mean, what was your involvement like besides just doing your studies?
I was pretty much active. Apart from being part of the Golden Key Honor Society, Alpha Mu Gamma Honor Society, the French Club, I was also the president of the Debate Society and the Student Government Association. So I basically traveled the Caribbean debating on behalf of UVI. We went to St. Croix, Guyana, Barbados, and we did quite a bit of debating for the university. And as the president of the student government, I basically represented the student body for an entire year.
Okay, you were into education, you were a teacher, and of course you studied in that field. So tell us, was that your career of choice?
Actually, it wasn't. As a child, I always wanted to be a nurse. I felt that being a nurse was, an area where you could care for others, and I could still see myself as a caring person. However, unfortunately, I should say, I did not end up being a nurse, and I want to attribute that to part of my education or the system that I attended when I basically went to high school. I attended the Dominica Grammar School, and during that time, from the third form, you were basically streamlined. Wherever, if you were an A student, you were placed in the sciences. If you were a B student, you were placed in the business track, and if you were a C, you were placed to do home economics. So after I graduated from grammar school, I had, the subjects that I have did not call for entering the nursing field.
So, côté moi ça allait pour taper White House là?
The White House?
Oui. Vous connaissez côté mon pour aller?
It's open up and over to your right.
Comment? Allez là, mon pour aller là? Okay. I don't speak barely English.
Yeah.
My English is good.
Right here. I'm sorry, no, the White House is just straight off that way.
Okay, so more like more like cosa, eh?
See the green space? See the little yellow tent?
Oui, oui, oui.
The green space?
Okay.
That's straight that way.
Allez, droite, comme ça. Okay, merci. Merci. If you were to get the opportunity to go into nursing right now, would you choose that opportunity right now?
Definitely not.
Why is that so?
Because I feel that I would have to do a lot. I mean, just think of being in high school and not doing general biology, but rather doing integrated science, and that's a long time ago. That's 1985.
Yes, it is.
And going into nursing now for me would have to mean going all into this depth of, although to a certain extent I did, like, you know, science 100, science 200, science 300 at UVI, but that's not the same as biology.
Yeah, but that was your passion, wasn't it?
It definitely was, and what I have done though, I have done things that would compensate. When I graduated from high school, I actually became part of the Candy Stripers. We had a Candy Stripers team in Dominica, and what we did, we went to the hospital and we took care of people. You know, we took temperatures, we took people to the bathroom, we helped those who needed to bathe, and I've basically been in that caring. I tried to care for people who really needed caring. So I didn't get a chance to be somebody in a white uniform with a white cap, but I still feel that I have gotten opportunities to be caring or to show kind of care to people who need.
You sound like someone who is very driven. You know, I take it that you got a disappointment, but yet you persevered and you managed to go into another field, and I guess successfully.
I really like the word that you used, persevered. I still have my Dominica Grammar School program for my graduation. Our theme was perseverance is the key to success, and I have persevered, because when I graduated at high school, my CX results did not, you know, it basically could not have allowed me to be where I am today. But I basically persevered. I self-taught myself. I went through, did all my subjects over until I was able to basically become a teacher and move on to the Virgin Islands, attain my bachelor's degree in education and secondary education in English. Then I moved on and did my master's in administration, and currently I am working on my doctoral degree in teacher leadership.
Wow.
So I want to say to young ladies out there that getting bad results at the end of high school, it doesn't end there. If you have that inner strength and that inner desire to move on, you should take that opportunity, push, look for opportunities to do better, and just aspire to be what you want to be. If you don't get to be what you want to be something close at least, because it really, really makes a difference in your life.
Behind me is the White House, and I was just wondering, Mr. Obama is in there, right? If I were to see him, what would be the first thing I would say to him? DominicaSauce.com.
In Dalis, we have the House of Hope, and one of the appeals I have in St. Thomas is basically speaking to people and asking them to contribute to send things to the House of Hope. So even when I do not get any, because I don't have much time sometimes, I make it a point of duty to buy a few things that we need and send home to the House of Hope, because again, what sense does it make to have and not be able to make change? I believe social change is important, and if we have what it takes, we need to basically share. And my appeal to Dominicans who live in the Virgin Islands is to make a contribution. Make a contribution at home, whether it's to the hospital, whether it's to an orphanage, whether it's to the infirmary, whether it's to some young lady or some young man who needs that particular support. I think we should all put together and basically push to make that change that we need to see in our country.
Yeah, well, there you have it, another episode of Dominica Talk, and look out for my next video. Today I'm in Washington. Who knows, perhaps next day I might be in Miami. Bye.